to add into my makeup. Yeah guys, we're gonna be doing an Eid look today. I feel like everyone has preference for their base, so I'm just focusing on eyes for now. I'm gonna be using this palette. I feel like it's just the perfect palette for literally any look. I'm gonna do something that has a bit of color. This is gonna be the perfect way for you to incorporate color into your look without having to do too much. I love doing this. It's just gonna be like a pop of color on the under eyes, and it's gonna be like a smoky, bronzy glam. Starting off, I would always recommend that you do your eyes before your face, especially if you're doing eyeshadow, just so that if there's any fallout, you can always clean it off. For my transitions, I'm just gonna show you guys now. I'm gonna take these shades, I'm just gonna kind of mix them, and then to deepen it up, I'm gonna go up here and then a pinch of black after. The tip with eyeshadow is the lighter the color, the fluffier the brush. Prime, prime, prime. Just a little bit of concealer and blend it out. I would say use a sponge when you blend it out, just because it soaks up excess product and it's just going to reduce creasing on your eyelids. Anyway, so the lighter the color, the fluffier the brush. The lighter shade you should be using the fluffiest brush with, because obviously you want to cover more surface area with that brush. Fluffy brush, lighter color, more surface area. Okay, that's the formula. And obviously the darker you're gonna go, the smaller your brush is gonna become, and the more out here you're gonna keep the darkness, if that makes sense. What I love to do is actually just kind of, I just do that and I just blend it with my nose contour, and it kind of just gives you like a little cohesive soft glam type of vibe. What I do sometimes is I will just use my bronzer to do this. Now if you have limited brushes, you can go in with the same brush and use another darker brown shade. If you have more brushes to use, then I would definitely recommend you always have 3 eyeshadow brushes on standby. A fluffy one that you're going to be using for your transition, one that's less fluffy, maybe it'll be like a little bit thinner so that you can use it to get right here and just basically halfway, then a small one for a darker shade so you can do more detailed work with the darker shade. So remember the formula: the fluffier the brush, the lighter the color. The fluffiest that has the transition goes everywhere. Then the second one that you're going to use the dark brown with, you can go from the outside, like the outer corner, to the middle, and then with the darkest brush, keep that just on the outside. Okay, and now I'm going to take my medium brush, let's say. I'm going with a darker brown, pat it down where you want it first, and then start to blend it in. Oh my god, it feels like it's been such a long time since I've done these like proper talk through tutorials. Just build it up slowly. These 2 shades just aren't seamless, and I wouldn't use this to go over it because obviously this has a darker shade. It's going to make the whole eye just dark. This is where your transition brush comes in, and you'll just use that to go over the 2 shades, and then just kind of go back and forth between the 2 brushes till you get the desired effect. This is the part that a lot of people don't show you when they're doing their eye makeup. It's the constant back and forth between the 2 brushes. Now I'm going to use my darker shade, my black, and I'm going to keep that more on the outside and low. The darker the color, the lower you're going to want to keep it. And now same thing, I want to blend the black and that darker brown shade, but if I start using this brush that I have the black on, it's just, you already know what's going to happen. So I'm going to use the brush that I use to blend that darker brown, and I'm going to go in between the black and the brown, and that's going to blend those 2 colors together perfectly. And then same thing as before, back and forth until you get it to be as dark and smoky as you want. A lot of the times I like just doing this to my brush. It thins it out. I grew up doing this because I didn't have a lot of brushes, so I just used to make whatever I had work, and I love it now. Voila. You're gonna do the same thing for your bottom. Keep the black on the outside, literally like the outer third, just enough so that it links with that over here. And if you want, you can use a black pencil. I love this one from Pixie. Lasts all day, super black, super matte. It's beautiful and it doesn't smudge. What I'll do is I'll put that where I put the black, just on the outside. Especially if you have small eyes, you're gonna want to avoid putting eyeliner all over your eye. Boom. We're gonna do the shimmer now. This is the Made by Mitchell blush highlight in the shade Copper Cool. It's this beautiful coppery shade. Oh my god. I'm going to take a small brush. I'm just going to blend the outer edges like so. This part is really important. You're going to want to grab your brush, the one that has the black shade or the darkest shade that you use, and then just go over that, tap, 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 and blend the 2 shades and formulas together. Isn't that just so stunning? And it gives you that glossy eye type of effect. We're going to do the pop of color. Since I'm using this palette, I'm going to do a pop of color of pink. I'm going to just pat it. You can leave it like this and it looks completely fine, but this is just going to give me just that little extra effect. See how it just goes from black to pink? I don't like that. So I'm going to take a really small brush and I'm going to go into a dark purple, and that's going to be the shade that blends the 2 together. Just putting it under the black but over the pink. What I do is the closer to the inner corner that you go, the thinner it should be, your blending. So it's thicker here, but then I'll just start to kind of thin it out as it gets closer to my inner corner. It's a great tip for those of you guys like me that have small eyes. Okay, can you see the difference? This is with the purple and this is without. It just looks a little bit better. If you don't have a darker shade, use a brown. If you don't have a brown, use your bronzer. If you don't have a bronzer, you need to get the H&B bronzer medium deep. What else can I do for you but recommend you a good one? Now you just slap on your lashes, and I'm going to be using my favorite that I know I'm for sure going to be wearing on any day. I'm actually going to wash them. Just wash them in warm water and fairy liquid. It's going to be the Unicorn Cosmetics Half Lashes in Toxic Brown. Of course. I will warn you guys though, with the formula of the blurish light thing, your lashes will not stick to it. So what I tend to do is I'll just get a little bit of liner and I'll just run it across the top of my eye and then stick your lash onto that. You do not want to forget to highlight your inner corners. It makes such a difference. I'll also get a little bit of that and I'll just blend it into my eyes. If you're wearing half lashes, sometimes it might not blend as well as you want it to. So what I will do is I will get some liner. Again, it's all about the little tips and tricks. Just draw a line from where the lash ends to the inner corner. Okay, let's do lips. The line I'm going to wear is of course going to be the Refi Sepia. This is the most long-lasting lip liner I've ever used. I'm going to use my Doll Beauty lipstick in Get Lippy, just in the middle. And for gloss, this is my favorite like pinky gloss. It's NYX Tiramisu. I love the way this turned out. But yeah guys, I hope that was helpful. My biggest advice would be to start practicing your Eid look now. It's such a nice, fun, easy way to just add the pop of colour to your look without doing too much. If you guys want me to do more videos like this, please let me know. If you haven't already, please don't forget to follow me. I'll see you guys in my next one.